The first scream never came. It died in the back of the Millionaire CEO's throat as cold steel pressed against his neck from the back seat of his own car. The black woman who had driven him for 3 years spoke quietly, hands steady on the wheel, eyes locked on the road ahead. In that instant, power inverted and nothing would ever return to the way it was. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you were watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Alana Pierce. To the city, she was invisible. To him, she was dependable. Every morning at precisely 7:10, she waited curbside, posture straight, engine humming like a held breath. She knew his habits, the calls he took before coffee, the way he loosened his tie at stoplights, the impatience that surfaced when traffic slowed. He never asked about her life, never needed to. Today, the sky was low and gray, the air damp with the promise of rain. Alana took a turn she'd never taken before. The CEO, Victor, Hale, looked up, confused. "This isn't—" "Please," she said, not looking at him. "Just listen." Her voice didn't shake. That frightened him more than the knife. They drove until the city thinned into warehouses and silence. The tires whispered over gravel. Victor's phone buzzed once. Lana flicked it off without glancing. In the side mirror, his face was pale, eyes searching for a script that didn't exist. "I need money," she said finally. The words tasted bitter. "Necessary. Enough to keep my sister alive." Victor swallowed. He thought of headlines. Ransoms, security teams moving like tides. He thought of himself as a victim. He was wrong. Alana parked beneath a broken awning. Rain began to tap the windshield, soft at first, then insistent. She told him the amount precise, almost modest for a man like him. His breath hitched. "You know this won't end well," he said. "I know," she replied. "But neither does watching someone you love fade, because the world decided they weren't profitable." Her hands trembled then, just once. She hated the knife, hated what she was becoming. She thought she'd never cross this line. She was wrong. Victor tested her resolve with questions, with promises, with threats. She answered none, stared through the glass as rain streaked downward, blurring the world into something softer, less certain. The hours stretched. The warehouse creaked. Sirens passed far away, indifferent. When the transfer confirmation chimed, Victor sagged. Lana exhaled like she'd been holding the storm inside her chest. "Get out," she said. The knife lowered. "It's not mercy, completion." He stepped into the rain, stunned alive. He expected her to vanish. Instead, she opened the trunk. Inside were documents, photos, medical bills stamped denied, emails forwarded to his company's HR, unanswered, security footage of executives laughing at budget cuts that closed clinics, proof stacked like quiet thunder. "I didn't do this to get rich," Alana said, voice breaking now. "I did it so you'd finally see." For the first time, Victor did. The crowd he imagined, shareholders, boards, lawyers, fell away. What remained was a woman soaked in rain, choosing a terrible act to force a necessary truth. Sirens grew closer. Lana closed the trunk and raised her hands before he could speak. The arrest was calm, almost gentle. News broke within the hour, a wildfire of outrage and speculation. In courtrooms and comment sections, people argued what was right, what was unforgivable. The moral line wavered, thin as wire. Then Victor did something no one predicted. He testified. Not against her, but for the truth. He admitted negligence. He named policies. He opened books no one had been allowed to read. He funded the clinics. He changed the board. He paid for Alana's sister's care, and more besides, without conditions, without cameras. When the verdict came, the room was still. Alana stood straight, tears silent. Justice didn't roar. It settled. Outside, rain gave way to light. Dust drifted in sunbeams like the world was learning to breathe again. Alana served her time. Victor kept his word. The clinics reopened. The system bent not enough. Never enough, but some. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And the road where a quiet driver once turned wrong became the place where a powerful man finally learned to look. If this story stayed with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Cinematic Whispers for more stories that challenge the heart. And remember, sometimes the bravest courage is telling the truth when it costs everything.